Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. So today I'll be doing a book haul, and since April was the month of my birthday, I have a lot of books to show you guys because my boyfriend struck again and he gave me books. My mother also gave me books, and yeah, I'm very happy with all of the books that I have. Yay. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about the book that my mom gave to me for my birthday, and then I will talk about the books that my boyfriend gave to me, and I will split them in manga graphic novels first and then books. So first, my mom. And my mom gave me a classic, Orlando by Virginia Woolf, and she also gave me, I think in January, Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, which I haven't read, but I really want to read, so I kind of have to prioritize the things that I have to read. And I am thinking that maybe when I read Orlando or when I read Mrs. Dalloway, I will read both of them, because that way I can get more into the author, because I know nothing about the writing style of Virginia Woolf. The only thing that I know about Virginia Woolf is based on the film The Hours, which I loved and you all should see if you haven't. So yeah, I have no idea what this book is about because the back cover says nothing about the book. It says only about the author, and in these thingies it doesn't say anything about the book either, so it will be a surprise, and I like that. So this will be one of the few books that I go in without knowing anything. So thank you, Mom, and I'm really happy about this book, and also the cover is really beautiful. So now for the books that my boyfriend gave to me. So first, the manga and graphic novel stuff. So first of all, a manga that he gave to me, not because it was my birthday, but because he is making this collection for me, because we played the game together and he decided he was going to make this for me, and I was really happy, obviously. And it is the 4th volume of Corpse Party. And Corpse Party is one of the most disturbed things that I have ever read in my life, and I don't recommend to people that can't deal well with gore and horror. And the basic premise of Corpse Party manga is that basically these students get together one last time before some of them go to another school in another place and they move out. And so they decided to do the Sachiko Charm Forever, or Sachiko Forever Charm, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Well, whatever. And that's supposed to be a charm to keep them together forever, and so they could stay friends forever. But instead, that charm backfires and they are transported into a school in another dimension filled with ghost children that have died there and killers. So this is very supernatural, and they are all start dying one by one because of all of those creepy, spooky children and the bigger evil that you're not supposed to know what it is. And the deaths are very graphic and very gory, and then you are supposed to save yourself, but then you are supposed to save your friends too, and it's based on a game. And yeah, it's really cool, and you have to make a lot of decisions in the game, and those decisions affect obviously like the way that you solve stuff, and you can get game overs or the perfect ending, which is the one you're supposed to get. And even that one, it's not really perfect, it's just the better of the worst. So yeah, this was now made into a manga, and I really want to see if they keep all of the gory stuff and all of the bad endings, or if they just accept the one true ending and go from there. So yeah. So now, the things that he gave me for my birthday, and I will start with a manga. He gave me Death Note, the Black Edition, Volume 1, and I've been after this edition forever, but the thing is, this is always, like, out of order everywhere, and when I actually see them in the shelves, I don't have money to spend on them. So I was really thankful for him to give this to me, because Death Note is one of the best animes that I've ever seen, and I've never read the manga, but I really want it in this edition because, as you can see, it has black pages. I know. And this is like an omnibus manga, so it contains volume 1 and 2, and I believe that there's only 5 or 6 of the Black Edition manga and more from the other edition, and this one is so much pretty. And the premise of this is that you know Light Yagami, which is a student, and he's really bored with his life. But one day he finds out a death note, and it's a Shinigami note, and a Shinigami is a god of death. And a god of death dropped that notebook into Earth, and Light Yagami finds it, and he finds it that if he writes the name of someone in that book, that person will die the way he wants that person to die. So he gains a major god complex after that, and so it's the story of him, it's the story of him killing people, and then it's the story of people that are after him to try and uncover who he is, because nobody knows who he is. And it's really, really interesting, and I really loved it. It's got to be one of the first anime that I've ever seen, so reading it in manga will be a new experience. Then for the graphic novel that he gave to me, it's called Afar, and you can see right here how beautiful it is. And I know actually nothing of this graphic novel, so I'm going to read a bit of the back cover to you. Not a lot, because it's a lot, but yeah. So, the Nameless City meets Star Wars in this epic young adult fantasy adventure with the spirit and spunk of Delilah Dirk and the Turkish lieutenant. In a post-industrial desert wasteland, 15-year-old Boetema? I don't know how to say this name. Suddenly develops the ability to astral project to other planets while she sleeps. When she accidentally gets a young man hurt on a planet light years away, she must figure out a way to project back to save him. On her own world, back in her own body, Boetima's parents have temporarily left her and her 13-year-old brother, Hinotu, to make a living as salt shepherds. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing, but okay. Left to their own devices, the siblings must flee across the dangerous desert when Hinotu gets into trouble with a threatening cyborg bodyguard. Well, that's pretty cool. While visiting amazing planets and encountering vibrant cultures, Boetima must confront her mistakes and trust in her brother's help to navigate her newfound abilities. Hinotu must learn to be confident in the decisions he makes as a young man to help himself and Boetima survive on their own. So, this looks pretty cool, and the artwork I have seen, it is pretty amazing, as you guys can see. So yeah, I really want to read this, and this looks to have a lot of character development, and I love my character development, and kind of sci-fi stuff. Yeah, so I'm really intrigued by this. So now for the books, and he gave me 3 books by Brandon Sanderson. And those 3 books are supposed to be the continuation of the Mistborn Trilogy. It's another trilogy called the Second Mistborn Trilogy. And they're supposed to be Mistborn novels. And yeah, so the first one is Alloy of Law. Second one is Shadows of Self. And the third one is The Bands of Mourning. And I can't wait to read this because I've only read the Mistborn Trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, but I automatically loved it. And I really want to see what he does with that world next, because the story looked pretty shut up, and this is supposed to be like 300 years since the event of Mistborn, so I really want to see how the culture of that place and how the religion and how everything changed 300 years in the future. Then he gave me another trilogy, and this is one that I have been trying to read for a while and haven't been able to, and I wanted to watch the TV series for this. There's a TV series for this, but I wouldn't do it because I was like, I have to read first because I will get spoiled and then I wouldn't want to read and blah blah blah. So yeah, he gave me the Magician's Trilogy, and I don't really know a lot about this. This was publicized again as a more mature Harry Potter, and I have a distant idea that it's not that, because everything that is publicized like that ends up not being that. So hence my skepticism. So this says, Quentin Coldwater's life is changed forever by an apparently chance encounter. When he turns up for his entrance interview to Princeton, he finds his interviewer dead, but a strange envelope bearing Quentin's name leads him down a different path to any he'd ever imagined. The envelope and the mysterious manuscript it contains leads to a secret world of obsession and privilege, a world of freedom and power, and for a while it's a world that seems to answer all Quentin's desires. But the ideal cannot last, and when it's finally shattered, Quentin is drawn into something darker and far more dangerous than anything could ever expected. This is cool. I like dark and dangerous. So yeah, the first one is The Magicians. The second one is The Magician's King. That is really, really big. I think it's the biggest of the series, so I can't wait for that. And The Magician's Land. All of them by Lev Grossman, by the way. I forgot to say that. But yeah. And then he gave me the second book in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy, Hollow City, and I can't wait to read this because I've read the first one and then I've watched the movie, and I want to know if Tim Burton just went all crazy and he decided he was going to make an ending for the first book and that's that, or if he actually captured something from the other books and put them all together. So I have no idea, please don't spoil me for that, I don't want to know. And yeah, I really want to read Hollow City and then Library of Souls, but I still don't have Library of Souls, so this is going really slowly. So yeah, and these ones have a lot of creepy photographs and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't really wait to read this. And it's really big. I think it's bigger than the first one. So yay for me, I have a big book to read. So yeah, these are all the books on my book haul. This was a gigantic book haul, but then again, it was my birthday, so thank you so much to my mom and to my boyfriend for giving me books. And yeah, I hope I can make time for all of these books and still read some of the books that I still have to read here in my house. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, leave a like, subscribe, and say what books you bought on April. Bye!